Hey, so I'll be talking about attribution in this video. What is attribution? We basically want to find out what was the, roughly speaking, what was the original entry point of a qualified lead or account, and why this is essential because you want to segment your revenue, uh, whether these qualified leads are coming from, let's say, Google or Facebook or LinkedIn. Now, when you want to do that, you need to have very accurate customer journey tracking, something like Salespanel. Uh, and yeah, and you don't want to lose the returning visitor. Um, that's a very important thing. So you might have heard about issues like direct reporting in lots of analytics tools, including Google Analytics GA4, and you might have also heard about sampling issues where the tool will lose out on some visitors because it's not tracking everyone. Like it's losing out on some because it's sampling. So Sales Planner doesn't do any kind of sampling. The accuracy is much higher because we also have a cookieless tracking uh, uh, pixel to offer. So if you are interested, of course, if you're in B2B, then it's obvious that your sales cycle is much longer. Like it's unlike B2C, you will have more than a couple of weeks, like maybe 2 months, 3 months. And whenever these qualified leads and accounts are returning, you actually want to track them in a single profile. So this is the background I'm talking about. In this video, so I was solving this problem for a customer, and they wanted us to provide an API endpoint where they can ping, and we can provide us them with all the important attribution parameters, such as what was the first touch, last touch, source channel, what was the first touch UTM parameters, landing pages, total time spent so far. So everything that you need to club these leads and accounts in some of your buckets for analyzing purpose, or maybe you just want to have this data in your CRM fields. So we believe in providing this data raw, like the way we receive it, the way we store it. We want you to have it. So the UI comes later. The delivery of raw data is much higher, much important to us, and that's why we take our REST API and webhooks very seriously. So all right, so in this video I'm using Zapier. So we have a Zapier trigger that is lead identified on your website, and then I am interacting with one of the REST API endpoint, which will provide you this attribution data I'm talking about, and then you can use it in your any action. Of course, like this demo is focused on Zapier, but that's one way to interact with this API endpoint. You can simply use any choice of your programming language, or even tools like Postman for debugging. I hope you will enjoy this short demo, and you'll realize the capability of the tool. If you have more questions, feel free to ping us on our support chat. Thank you.
All right, so you must be having sort of this trigger, and this step doesn't provide you full attribution details. It does provide you source and medium level information, but doesn't provide you a very specific attribution information that you're looking for UTM source. So we have a special API endpoint, so it can provide you all the data that you need from the API. So what we are going to do is, once you have this first step, we're going to add another step to fetch this data from REST API. So I'm going to use this thing called webhooks. So I'm basically trying to make a GET request to your Salesforce account. So I'll be demonstrating the entire thing with a dummy token, and you can go to your account settings, and there is a API. I'll send you a screenshot. In the account settings, you have API keys, and you can copy your token from there. Okay. So let's go step by step. So let's click here, and it says what kind of request you want to make. Sorry, and we'll say get request. Okay, continue, and this is going to ask where exactly. So this is the URL. I'm also going to show send this with the message. So this is the URL, and this is where at the end of that we need to pass the contact ID that you will be receiving from the first step, right? This step. Let's click here, and don't forget to close it with this slash thing. Okay, so this is the destination, endpoint oblique contact ID. Leave these things as they are, and we need to provide a header, authentication header. So if you don't want to remember the spelling, what you can do is you can copy it from here. I'll also send this link. So just copy the authorization part, paste it here. It's going to look like this, and the value is going to be token space, and this is where you provide your API token. Okay, I'm going to send the link where you can get this from. It's going to be a key. Okay, and then you press on continue. Okay, and just click on test step, and it's going to bring you. Okay, this is not going to work because I don't have a valid token, right? But this is actually saying invalid token. That means it's working. So all you need to do is this URL authorization token space. Keep in mind we are going to put this in the header section. Leave all of these as they are, and that's it. When you will be testing the step, it's going to provide you. Let me pause the video. Let me put the actual token. I want to show you how the data is going to look like. Okay. All right. So I just sent a test request. So this is how the output would look like. It will be mostly similar to what you had in the first step. The only difference is it will have an additional field called attribution detail, and it's going to have a lot of fields. Among that, you will have first touch UTM parameters, and that will have all the UTM parameters you had on that contact. So it will have first touch UTM parameters, last touch UTM parameters, which is like, if the person had an exit, and while exiting in that session, if he or she came from a different UTM parameter, then it will also have that detail. So we are talking about first touch UTM parameter. That's what you need, and that's all you need. Just close this step, and whatever next action that will belong to close review, I believe, in that step you will have all of these data. Okay, so I'm going to paste all the strings in the message that I'm sending, and you can use them, and let me know if you need more help. Thank you.